afternoon. Is it afternoon? So I just got done filming the wrap-up portion of reading the New Prophecy arc and Firestar's Quest. I've started the site of Power of 3. I'm only around 30 pages in the book. I'm enjoying it. I am aware of major plot points within this series. I don't know the small plot points anymore, and I don't really remember how the characters are in the series. Right now I really like J.K. I love his personality. My hair is an absolute ball of frizz, but we're just gonna go with it. I am a little over half. I'm about halfway, like literally right halfway. Woohoo! I'm really enjoying it, which I'm surprised by how much I'm enjoying it. It's definitely more of a character-driven book right now, at least. If you ask me what's the plot, I can't tell you. Specifically, I'm enjoying J-Pop. He's just such an interesting character, and a character that we haven't had in the series so far until now. So really happy to have a character like him who, I mean, he pretty much hates the world, but it's understandable because his blindness and he's trying to become the cat that he wants to be for his clan, but right now it doesn't seem like that's actually his destiny. Lion Paw, I think, is the one that I'm struggling to like get a grasp of his personality. He's a little boring compared to Holly Paw and J Paw. So I finished the site, and this is by far one of my favorite books in the series so far. Jay Feather is by far... Is he my favorite character? He's my favorite character so far in the entire series. He's very rude and short-tempered, but I love him for it. He's just so different compared to some of the other main characters that we've had in this series, and I love it. It's so fresh. Oh, Gray Stripe is back. That was so fun. I knew he was gonna come back, but like I couldn't remember when he actually came back in the series, and so to see him back is so fun, and I missed him. It was bittersweet that the fact that he wasn't given back deputyship, but I understand why. But honestly, this book was actually pretty simple. It was basically just the kids and their lives. There was tiny subplots within it, so not saying that nothing happened in this book. I think the Aarons did a fantastic job opening up this new arc with the site. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars. I finished Dark River, but this was actually the first book that I ever read in the Warriors series. Most of my notes, I don't have many. One of my least favorite things though was the romance. I never understand why the Aarons put forbidden romance in so many of the books. I don't think there's an arc without it. And I think the only time so far in the series that I've enjoyed it is Gray Stripe and Silver String. Heatherpaw and Lion Paw could have just been good friends, and it would have turned out pretty much the same. It was just like weird. It didn't need to be done at all. So Heatherpaw and Lion Paw meet in these tunnels, and we learn a little bit about the tunnels. Basically the ancestors of the tribe and the clans. Found that was very interesting. I think this book we opened up with a point of view of Fallen Leaves, who is a cat going in the tunnels. Lion Paw is still the one that I struggle with, mainly just because of the romance and the fact that he trusts Tiger Star so easily. Why do cats trust Tiger Star so? Why do they? He has such a horrible backstory, and it's now a tale that is told by the queens and elders of how horrible Tiger Star is, but yet he's like, oh, I don't see anything bad about him. He may be redeeming himself. We also learn a little bit more about J-Paw's powers in this, and I think they're very interesting. I just kind of wish we understood them a little bit more. Cinderpaw gets injured yet again. By the way, she is the reincarnation of Cinderpelt. But the scene where J-Paw goes into her dream and he kind of brings her back to where she is stable, I thought was really interesting, and in a way sad, because it made me feel like, oh, she should really know that she is the reincarnation of Cinderpelt, because she knows things that only Cinderpelt knows. She knows herbs. She's terrified of badgers because that's how Cinderpelt died. Cinderpaw, reincarnated now, has never actually seen badgers. She is terrified of badgers that just fought, and she can't quite explain why, and I feel bad for her because she has all these memories of Cinderpelt. I'm curious to see how that's going to play out if she eventually does learn if she is the reincarnation of Cinderpelt. I did enjoy this book. It wasn't my favorite just because of pretty much because Lion Paw. I understand this is a kid's book, but just make your characters a little bit smarter. They don't have to be stupid. So, quick funny thing that just happened. So I have this like protector to like, you know, like not let anything make stains on my actual cushion. And it's usually tucked. And it was just tucked. And Minnie was sitting right here. Oh, she was getting comfy, and like I said, it was tucked in, and it popped out. It was like getting tucked, you know, being tucked in. And when it popped, she went flying. It was like she literally went from here. Now I'm on Outcast. I'm not very far into it. I think I'm only 22 pages into it. How's your day going? Minnie, you never say anything when I want you to, but when I don't want you to, you don't shut up. Look how small her tail is compared to that big body. So I'm halfway through Outcast. I am enjoying it more than Dark River. The scene with Lion Paw and Ashfur literally fighting and battle training. Whoa. Also, I don't see why Brambleclaw forgave Ashfur so easily. Like, that's your son that he just injured. Like, that's not how you're supposed to train your apprentice. For Hollypaw, she is definitely, like Brambleclaw mentioned in this book, she is definitely the thinker of the three. And at times, she makes me so stressed out because she's constantly questioning her own future, and that just makes me think, oh my goodness, like looking at my future and like, oh. We're also discovering what happened with the tribe and why Stormfur and Brooke came to ThunderClan. I'm also excited to see more of Crowfeather. I don't know why, because when you just know stuff that the characters don't, and it's just like, I finished Outcast and Eclipse. In Outcast, we basically pretty much find out what happened with Brooke and Stormfur and their tribe, the tribe of Rushing Water. Basically, Crowfeather, Tawnypelt, Breezepaw, which is Crowfeather and Nightpelt's son, Hollypaw, Linepaw, Jadepaw, Squirrelflight, Brambleclaw go back to the mountains to help the tribe. I always enjoy learning more. I felt like this one just was not needed, or not that it wasn't needed. I didn't like how it was done, pretty much. One just felt very empty when we were with the tribe. The relationship between Breezepaw and Crowfeather is interesting because I wouldn't expect Crowfeather to dislike his son, to be honest with you. But at the same time, I think you do kind of feel for Breezepaw at times because he just wants his father's acceptance. He just wants his father's praise, and Crowfeather isn't giving that to him. Another quick note was, why does ThunderClan always have to be the helper within their own clans? I just find that a little annoying. Not greater than all the other clans, and I know that's not what they're trying to make it out to be, but it kind of comes off that way, especially since we always get major point of views from ThunderClan of Cats. I know we get point of views in special editions, but I would like if they actually made an arc of characters in another clan. It would be more interesting. So I finished Eclipse. I would say it's my least favorite so far out of this arc. I didn't feel like too much happened. I think all three of the main characters have development in this book, but nothing much happens that sticks out to me in this book besides the battle. At the same time, they're not much. I don't know. I don't really completely understand Linepaw's powers completely because it's said that he can't get injured, but earlier on in the series, he gets a cut on his ear, and so he got injured there. So did it take a little bit for his powers to kick in, or was that just an exception, or am I not understanding his powers? I hate saying this, but I hate invincible characters, and Lion Paw is that. I would give this book a 3 out of 5 stars. Good morning. I'm in the parking lot right now. I'm trying to not look weird in the car, but I'm looking more weird. Oh, it works. This is why I don't film in front of others, and I don't even see anyone. I'm halfway through, And I feel like the conflict with Soul, is that how you say his name? Oh, that's how I pronounce it. I don't know if it's Soul, or don't know. Like, it was drawn out, but the actual solving it part was super quick, and so it felt the whole conflict felt very pointless to me because it was so easily, like, it was fixed within a chapter. I'm trying not to move or make facial expressions, so if I look really angry, that's why. We went to appear normal. What else has happened in the book? I don't know, I feel like it's all just about Soul. Hollyleaf is definitely the character that I'm struggling to understand, because I understand her loyalty to the warrior code, I get that, but I guess I still wish a little bit more from her, because I feel like that's all of what we've gotten so far in this book is just warrior code with Hollyleaf and nothing else. But I finished Long Shadows, and oh my goodness, the second half of the book totally makes up for the previous stuff that I kind of had issues with. I already knew what was going to happen in this book, but I don't remember reading it. The whole confrontation with Ashfur and Squirrelfly telling the truth about how Hollyleaf, Limeblaze, and Jafer are not her kids was so intense. I feel like I put a pretty good dent in Sunrise. I'm a little over 100 pages. Yeah, hopefully I can finish that today and then start on Bluestar's Prophecy. It's over there. I finished Sunrise. Yay. I have mixed feelings about it. Simba, no. Simba, no. Hollyleaf doesn't make sense. She kills Ashfur because she doesn't want him to tell the secret that she and her siblings are not the children of Squirrelflight and Bramaclaw, and that they were like born like out of the warrior code, and the fact that she's not a pure clan cat. For one, she's half clan no matter what. Her grandfather, Firestar, is a kitty pet. He wasn't clan born. So I don't understand why she's having such a big life crisis with the fact that she's not clan born, because she never was clan born. So she kills Ashfur because she doesn't want him to give away their secret at the gathering. Okay, makes sense. You don't want your secret being told. Understandable. Then she does it herself. Why? Why kill a cat? I mean, I understand that Ashfur isn't like the greatest and he like tried to kill you, but after he realized that you weren't related to, that you weren't Squirrelflight's kids, he didn't kill you. Both Ashfur and Hollyleaf, I struggle with how I feel about them. I don't understand why you would kill a cat to keep him from telling a secret, but then you do it yourself. Like, get back at the cats that lied to you, because really it just did more harm than good. And then also she tries to kill her mother, Leafpool. I did enjoy it. It was just Hollyleaf. Pretty much, I was just struggling to understand what the Aarons were doing with her character. Now, since I have finished that, I am on the last book of this reading vlog, and that is Bluestar's Prophecy. Yay, my favorite character. You sense my sarcasm. I'm only around 52 pages in, I think. I'm not very far. I have already read this book. It first came out, so I know everything that's gonna happen in here. It's a little over 500 pages. The most creepiest thing of all is this moving angel. I despise it. I hate it. I hate dolls, and I just hate it. Hey, have you seen that it moves yet? Oh, it moves. Our tree, but it is smaller than the trees that we normally get. Usually our angel like touches like exactly on our roof. So I did finish Bluestar's Prophecy. I understand that when Warriors was first made, the first arc, that the Aarons didn't look further past that and didn't look further behind the characters past and everything. I get that. However, when you add on to the series, it should make sense. One of the things I was constantly thinking in the very first arc of Warriors is how Bluestar doesn't realize that Tiger Claw is evil. That just didn't make sense to me. And this book doesn't help with that, because Tiger Claw was mentored by Thistleclaw, which, by the way, little side note, Thistleclaw wasn't even a bad cat when he was younger. He was just very arrogant, since he didn't show any signs of being evil until later on when he became a warrior. When he was younger, it was just him being arrogant. Back to Tiger Claw and how I don't understand how Bluestar didn't realize it. In the beginning of Tiger Claw's apprenticeship, he almost kills a kitten, a house cat that gets into their territory. Near the end of the book, let's see if I can find it, because this just, I rolled my eyes and I was like, this is my son's. So this is near the end of the book, pretty much a month before the events of Into the Wild, the very first book in the Warriors series. And so it says here, so they fought with patrols led by Redtail and Tiger Claw, who at times seemed fiercer and thirstier for battle than his mentor, Thistleclaw, ever had. Yet, later on in the books, you're like, I never suspected him. It honestly just makes me more annoyed with Bluestar because, as a character, because, like I said, if you're adding on to the series, make it make sense. I was thinking, I didn't remember every detail of the story. Yes, I've read it before, but I only read it one other time, and it was years ago. So I only remember big plot points. So I thought Tiger Claw, when he was younger, that he was made by Thistleclaw to train the way Thistleclaw wanted him to and become this evil cat that he wasn't entirely wanting to be, to make it more believable as to why Bluestar was so shocked when he revealed that he was a murderous cat. But this just proves, how in the world do you not suspect this cat and you later make him deputy? It just drives me nuts. Like, you just said that he's more bloodthirsty than Thistleclaw. That also does bring me to the fact that with the romances with Warriors, I honestly am starting to get to the point where I shouldn't expect much. The only romance I really like in this series, the only romance that I really enjoy is Dustpelt and Ferncloud. I think they're adorable. And really, the only thing that happens is they see each other across each other's territories, and they're like, ooh, he's cute, she's cute, let's get together. They go to 4 trees, they have one night stand, and then they never see each other again. What an epic romance. That's not a romance. That's an infatuation. I'm excited for more special editions, but it also makes me more nervous because I don't think they're all gonna make sense. Yeah, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. The next video in this rereading of Warriors series is probably going to come a little bit later in 2021 because I do have other reading vlogs in mind that I want to get out before the next one. If you guys have read Bluestar's Prophecy or any of the other books I read in this video, tell me which one is your favorite, what you liked, what you disliked. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next Friday. Bye bye.